What's good everyone, you dig, 4 eyes, 2 J's here, and today we're here to talk about Lil Uzi Vert and Satanism. And since Lil Uzi Vert came into the mainstream consciousness back around 2016 and 2017, he's constantly projected ideas of Satanism onto his fanbase. And when I say Satanism, it's less so discussing, aligning, or even showing a knowledge of the ideological and philosophical beliefs of people like LaVey, who was the founder of the Church of Satan, but more so Uzi has repeatedly used surface level Satanist imagery or references across his different channels. Importantly though, Uzi wasn't always like this, and his music and image up until 2017 or so didn't really show any Satanist association or references. The only thing that really ever hinted at this was his praise for Marilyn Manson. However, as his stature grew throughout 2017 and stories began circling about his name sounding like Lucifer, him wearing an upside down cross, or even later on when he said his fans would go into hell, the narrative of him being a devil worshipper began to perpetuate until it was everywhere. And this is where it's important to stop and discuss Marilyn Manson. So as any Uzi fan would know, Uzi has shown Marilyn Manson a ton of praise and cites him as a huge inspiration, and it's pretty clear that Manson was a huge inspiration for all this Satanism imagery that he projects onto us, as Manson would also be notorious for his association with Satanism, to the point where he even met with Adam LaVey and is actually an honorary priest for the Church of Satan. And before we go on guys, just a reminder, if you haven't, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Also make sure to subscribe to your boy if you're not, and make sure to turn on those notifications so you guys don't miss a video of mine. Also a couple quick shout outs from my Instagram, shout outs to Cameron Emery, shout outs to Edgar Adenot, and shout outs to Creator Disconnected. Thank you to all those guys for commenting on my recent posts, and thank you for everyone showing me love over on my IG. If you're not already following me at your dig, go support and follow your boy. Also a quick reminder about my Eternal Take Uzi inspired merch designed by @WakeUpZuzi. It's fire, link in the description to cop if you're interested. But let's get back to it. And as we begin to contrast and compare Uzi and Manson, there's a clear distinction that needs to be made between both of their uses of Satanism. And from these differences, I think we can draw out the key reason behind Lil Uzi's adoption of Satanism lore. And the easiest way to see this difference and compare the two's motives is comparing interviews of theirs where they were both asked about Satanism.
So where do you think these rumors are coming from?
Well, you know, people pay attention to like what they call bad stuff. I'm not 40 years old. I'm 23. This is what I was doing like when I wasn't. It's not my fault I'm on camera. What do they want me to do? So they want me to be on. They want me to be like, I don't know, Kurt Franklin.
In America, Satanism is sensationalized and kind of misunderstood, and people associate it with worshiping the devil and things like that. But it's really a philosophy about individuality and self-preservation. It's about being your own God, because I incorporate a lot of different philosophies into what I'm about, including Christianity. I just feel that the way a lot of people interpret it, particularly in the USA, is very hypocritical, and that's what I try and open people's mind to, that there is different ways of looking at things rather than what we've been told over the past several hundred years.
And you can clearly see the differences between these two answers and how they rationalize their use and appreciation for Satanism. Whereas Manson straight away talked about the philosophical and the ideological side, which at the core of it, that's what Satanism is, Uzi didn't mention anything in regards to the philosophical or the ideological side in that clip. And for the rest of the answer as well, he didn't touch on his beliefs, his views, or his outlook on Satanism. And even when he talks about Manson as well, there's no real discussion about Manson's beliefs or his philosophical ideas or anything like that. I think the key phrase to take away from Uzi in that clip is the quote, "People pay attention to bad stuff." And don't get what I'm saying twisted here. Obviously, Manson knew there was a shock value in Satanism and his actions in general, and he manipulated the attention that he was going to get from these actions to benefit his own career. However, at the core of it, I think his association with Satanism was rooted in appreciation for certain aspects of people like LaVey's philosophies and projecting out his own beliefs and values and thoughts about the world and society onto his fans. Whereas with Uzi, I just don't think he has this in common with Manson. Neither his lyrics, his interviews, or anything else show he has any philosophical or ideological beliefs about Satanism or anything like that. And I think Uzi kind of uses and manipulates these ideas of Satanism to get people talking, to get his names on the blogs and get a lot lot of attention. But as I said, unlike Manson, nothing about his music, interviews, or anything like that shows that he really knows what Satanism really is or really cares for that matter. So is Uzi really a devil worshipper or a Satanist? I think no. He's someone who idolized Marilyn Manson growing up, saw how much attention and uproar Manson was getting for his association with Satanism, and when he started to do the same and saw all the attention and the uproar he was getting, he decided to run with that image and aesthetic. But that's all from me today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Also, make sure to subscribe to your boy if you're not. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss a video of mine. And make sure to follow me on Instagram if you're not, @YourDig. Also, there are more videos of mine on screen right now. Make sure to check them out if you haven't.